What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. So, last week, while I was reading one of those Daily Bread devotional books, I ended up stumbling across a story that was speaking about a couple who had been struggling with trying to conceive. And during the course of them going through this process, they had went to a doctor that had recommended to them that they get this or have this particular procedure to assist with them conceiving. Well, the woman ended up questioning this choice. She felt like, why should I get this? You know what I'm saying? Because she had a strong faith in God, and she felt like that God will make it happen for me. If God wanted to happen for me, basically, this is what the story was summing up to. If God wanted to happen for me, then God will make it happen. I shouldn't have to get this procedure. Well, she ended up getting a procedure at a later date. And when she got the procedure at a little bit later date, she ended up being able to conceive. The whole point I'm making about this story is, and the point that was made in this particular devotion is, there are many things out here that we may want to do, or we may desire to do, or we may desire or want to happen in our lives that don't just instantly happen the way that we want to happen. That don't just instantly happen when we pray. Just being honest, they don't instantly happen. And it's not to say that our prayers aren't working, but the thing is that, have you ever thought about the fact that these different resources or these different things that have been placed into our lives, doctors, lawyers, technology, you know what I'm saying? All of these things, have you ever thought that these things were the answer to someone else's prayer? Okay, someone else could have prayed that surgical procedures be easier. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, because I watch a lot of period TV, y'all. Okay, I watch a lot of TV, like that's from the 1500s, 1600s, things that's back in the times of the kings and the queens, and things back in the times of the settlers, back before the anesthesia. Imagine getting your tooth pulled out and you had no anesthesia. Imagine somebody amputating your leg or your arm and you had no anesthesia. Imagine these things. Somebody, I'm sure, prayed about these things. They prayed about them, and then over time, with practice and schooling and just constant work, these things were able to come into fruition. Okay, so just because right now it may seem like what you are praying about, it doesn't seem like it's coming to pass right now, doesn't mean that it won't come to pass, and don't mean that it hasn't already been put into place for you. So that doctor that doctor that recommended to this woman that go get this procedure, that was already a blessing that was sent from God. That was a blessing that was already sent from God many years ago. Someone prayed about it, went to school for it, and now has the ability to do what it is that you need to get done in order for you to conceive. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's okay for us to pray, because I pray all the time. I pray all day, every day. I pray all day, every day. I do. I'm always praying about something. But in the midst of our prayers, what we need to realize is that we must still act. You can't just pray and just sit there. Okay, not all the time. Okay, because sometimes you can pray and sit there, but not all the time. You cannot just pray and just sit there and say, I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on it. I know it's going to happen. I'm waiting on it. And it's ways or things that you could possibly do that could move this thing forward. And I'm not saying you doing whatever for God. If whatever has already been placed before you, if choices and decisions and options have already been placed before you, maybe those options, those choices are already the answer to your prayer. Maybe they're already the answer to your prayer. I mean, I'm going to use, for instance, things like blood transfusions. Blood transfusions. It's many people. It's people that believe that, no, we're not supposed to accept blood transfusions. It's people that believe, no, we're not supposed to receive help. Like if you was to have like serious illnesses and things like that, like cancer. And that is their choice to do it. That is their choice. And I guess maybe they just saying, I'm just going to pray about it. And if the Lord want to heal me of this cancer, or if the Lord wants the blood to reproduce in my body the way, however it is that, and however much time it takes for blood to reproduce in my body and do whatever it needs to do, I'm just going to wait for it. That is their option. But guess what? It's an option that has already been placed before us. Okay? Because there was a time many moons ago when they didn't have the option of blood transfusion. And I'm sure that somebody wished for it. I'm sure that somebody prayed about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not to say that your prayers haven't worked, or your prayers won't work. But believe me, if whatever it is, it's okay to believe in God. It's okay to have a strong faith. Okay, because I believe in God and I have a strong faith. Okay, but I do have I guess I don't want to, because I don't want to seem insensitive to say enough sense to know, you know what I'm saying? But I guess enough sense to realize that certain things that I may be praying for, the Lord already done placed them out here. They are already done placed them out here. We just have to go out here and seek them. We have to look for them. We have to be open to them. Do you see what I'm saying? We have to be open. I guess just let's not close ourselves off. Let's not close ourselves off to what's already before us. Okay? Because sometimes the answer is already there. Sometimes the answer to your situation, your circumstance is already there. What we may be praying for, somebody else already been prayed for it. Somebody else already done prayed for it. And the Lord has already put it into place. We just have to be open enough to recognize the blessing that's already before us.